In the last few years, generative AI tools have quietly slipped into our everyday lives, helping us write better, design faster, code smarter, and even create art out of thin air. From students to CEOs, everyone's using these tools in some way or another. In this guide, let's explore some of the most popular and powerful AI tools out there in April 2025. How they work, what's new, and where they fit into real life. Let's dive right in. This one's probably the most famous. ChatGPT is like that all-knowing friend who's always online. You can ask it anything: help with homework, how to start a small business, writing your emails, or even generating code. As of April 2025, it runs on GPT 4.0, a more powerful version that understands not just text, but also images and audio. You can upload a screenshot or even a photo, and it'll analyze and talk about it. The coolest update? Voice mode. You can now talk to ChatGPT like a virtual assistant. And yes, it remembers stuff. Its new memory feature means it can recall your preferences, like your name or writing style, and get better at helping you over time. Example? A content creator might ask it to write Instagram captions in a funny tone. It'll do it in seconds. A student studying for a test can upload notes and ask it to quiz them. Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, once said, "ChatGPT is like having a super intelligent assistant at your fingertips." And honestly, he wasn't exaggerating. And just like that, we move from writing words to writing code. Now, if you're a programmer or just someone dabbling in code, GitHub Copilot is your best buddy. Think of it like a super smart autocomplete, but for code. You start typing, and it fills in the rest: variables, functions, even entire lines of logic. In 2025, Copilot X rolled out with a bunch of amazing features. You can now speak to it and say, "Write me a Python function to calculate shipping costs," and boom, it writes the code for you. It even explains what each line does, which is perfect for beginners or people switching between languages. Let's give you a real-life example. A developer building a website just types "create login form," and Copilot writes all the HTML and JavaScript needed. Saves hours. Another handy update is automatic test generation. It now writes tests for your code so you can spot bugs faster. No quote here, but you'll find Copilot quietly running behind the scenes of almost every coding session today. From technical brains to thoughtful ones. Next up is Claude. Claude is the calm, thoughtful one in the AI crowd. While others are super fast or flashy, Claude focuses on being safe, helpful, and reliable. It's great for handling sensitive tasks, like writing company policies, summarizing legal texts, or organizing research papers. In April 2025, Claude 3 was launched. It's smarter and makes fewer mistakes than before. What makes it special is how well it understands long, detailed conversations. You could paste in a 20-page report and ask it for a summary in 5 bullet points, and it'll get the tone and context spot on. Companies love using Claude for tasks like replying to customer emails, creating internal guides, or brainstorming clean, well-structured content. Dario Amodei, the CEO of Anthropic, summed it up perfectly. Claude's commitment to safety and reliability sets a new standard in AI. That brings us to the open source hero from the East. If ChatGPT is the big name in the West, DeepSeek is the rising star in Asia. It's open source and highly customizable, which means developers can tweak it however they like. It's popular in universities and research labs, especially for translating technical documents or summarizing multilingual content. In its newest version, DeepSeek R1, it comes with enhanced logic reasoning and support for even more languages. It's not just about English and Mandarin anymore. It can work with dozens of languages, making it perfect for global teams. Let's say a scientist is working on a paper in Korean and needs an English summary for an international journal. DeepSeek does that in minutes. Another example? A startup in Vietnam uses it to auto-translate their product guides into 5 languages at once. The best part? Because it's open source, anyone can build cool stuff with it. Researchers love it, developers trust it. And students? They use it to understand tough concepts faster, especially when switching between languages. From code and languages, Let's take a leap into visuals. Time for some art. This one's for the artists, dreamers, and storytellers. Midjourney doesn't write code or essays. It paints pictures from your words. You type in a prompt like "an astronaut drinking coffee on Mars," and Midjourney turns that into a jaw-dropping image. As of 2025, Midjourney version 6 brings better resolution, faster image generation, and new style control tools. That means you can now decide if you want your art to look like a vintage oil painting, cyberpunk wallpaper, or even something dreamy like Studio Ghibli. Digital creators love it. A graphic designer might generate poster ideas for a client in minutes. A game developer can create concept art without hiring an entire team. Even teachers use it to illustrate complex topics for kids. A journalist once said, "Midjourney doesn't just create art, it reveals imagination in pixels." And if you've ever seen its output, you'd agree. It's beautiful, bizarre, and sometimes better than what human hands can do in hours. Now let's meet Midjourney's practical cousin, Leonardo AI. If Midjourney is about artwork and imagination, Leonardo.ai is all about game development and product design. It's your AI assistant for making 3D characters, assets, objects, and entire environments. The big feature this year? 3D model generation. Type in something like "futuristic bike with dragon wings," and it'll not only show you a sketch, it can render a 3D model you can actually use in Blender or Unreal Engine. Game developers love how it speeds things up. You don't need to be a pro artist to prototype your game anymore. Leonardo lets indie devs compete with big studios. Even non-tech folks use it to create product mock-ups. Imagine designing a sneaker with AI and pitching it to investors with a full visual prototype. Real-world example? A solo game developer building a fantasy world uses Leonardo to generate castle models, creatures, and items, cutting down what would take months into a few days. Now, let's learn about the assistant that can help you create professional-looking presentations in no time. Ever struggled with creating a beautiful presentation from scratch? That's exactly what Gamma fixes. You don't need to mess with PowerPoint or slides anymore. You just type a short prompt, like "startup pitch for a dog walking app," and Gamma builds the entire deck. In 2025, Gamma introduced AI templates and real-time collaboration. That means you can now invite your team to edit slides together, leave comments, and even track changes like a Google Doc. The coolest part? It turns your writing into visually appealing slides in seconds. Use case? A college student preparing a final project. Instead of stressing over layout and colors, they just focus on the content, and Gamma handles the rest. Another? A startup founder pitching investors with slides that feel professionally designed. It's fast, clean, and honestly fun to use. If you've ever said, "I hate making presentations," Gamma is your new best friend. Speaking of fast and bold, our last tool brings real-time wit to the AI world. Grok 3 is the wild card. Built by Elon Musk's AI company xAI, Grok doesn't play by the usual AI rules. It's bold, witty, sometimes sarcastic, and always plugged into the internet. Available inside X, formerly Twitter, Grok pulls real-time data from live posts and trends, something most AIs can't do. In 2025, Grok 3 launched with a developer-friendly fast API, making it super easy to plug into bots, apps, and tools. You can now use Grok to summarize what's trending, write news headlines, or even generate real-time responses for customer queries. It's like having a chatbot that never sleeps and never runs out of sass. Elon Musk described it best. Grok is like ChatGPT, but with sarcasm, wit, and a rebellious streak. And it really is. Journalists use it to track breaking stories. Meme pages use it to cook up spicy posts. It's fast, fearless, and full of personality. Whether you love it or love to hate it, Grok is making AI loud, opinionated, and very online. So there you have it. The most powerful and popular generative AI tools shaping the world in 2025. They're changing the way we live, work, and create. They write our reports, build our decks, draw our dreams, code our apps, and even help us speak better. Whether you're an artist, student, developer, or just someone curious about the future, there's a tool here waiting to make your life easier, smarter, and a little more magical. Which of these would you try first? Or are you already using a few of them every day? Let us know. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.